Welcome to Sound Mind International. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you might be watching this from. Welcome to Sound Mind International with your host. It's been a while, but welcome to our month of November. And in November, we're saying no to sickness, no to illness, no to untimely death, and no to anxiety. And this week's theme is entitled Natural Remedies That Help with Anxiety, taken from my anchor scripture of Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 22, and it reads, "Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is there no recovery for the health and most importantly, the mental health of the daughter of my people?" Now, God gave and provided man with all these plants and herbs that, we have for free, but he says, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. Meaning, you could probably have some of these plants and herbs, growing in the back of your garden, farm, or backyard that could help ease some of the symptoms of anxiety. But of course, you might not even know anything about it. And part of a sound mind is having an inquisitive mind, because God put the vitamin C in that orange, but man had to devise a way to extract the vitamin C that his physical body needs to strengthen his immunity. Now, the first herbal plant we're going to be talking about is called ashwagandha. Now, this is an adaptogen that affects, systems and hormones in the body that regulates a person's stress response. Now, ashwagandha has a long history of use in traditional Indian medicine. It comes in a powder form. Now, qualitative study indicated that ashwagandha showed less of the stress hormone that is called cortisol and improved sleep. Now, this can be taken in form of a tablet or liquid form. The second plant that we are going to be talking about is chamomile, and I'm sure we're all familiar with chamomile tea, chamomile flower. Now, chamomile is a flowering herb similar in the appearance to a daisy, so don't get it confused. There are two types of chamomile that people can use medicinally, the Roman chamomile and the German chamomile. Now, some people use chamomile in the following forms to help relieve stress and anxiety, such as tea, such as extract, or in form of a tablet. Now, please kindly always confirm with the medical doctor before taking anything, as you might be allergic to some of these herbs. Personally, I have tried the chamomile tea and through boiling the flowers and straining them. Now, this has helped my anxiety and the form of insomnia that I used to have, and it really helped me sleep well. I get a decent, good night's sleep. The third herb we're going to be talking about is called valerian. Now, the valerian, is a plant native from Europe and Asia. For many centuries, people have used valerian to, the root to help treat sleep problems, anxiety, and depression. Valerian root is available in the form of tea, tablet, or tincture. Now, people should also be aware that the valerian may have a sleep-inducing effect, and there's no known research on its ability to ease symptoms of anxiety or depression on the long term, but these can help ease the symptoms on a short-term basis. But please, you can use this and maybe do a little bit more research about valerian. The fourth I want to talk about, and it's what I love, most of you might be familiar with this, lavender. Lavender is a flowering plant belonging to the mint family. Now, many people use lavender to help calm their nerves or elevate anxiety. Now, people use lavender in the following ways, such as making tea from the leaves, using the oil in aromatherapy, mixing essential oil into a base oil for massage, and adding the oil of flowers to a bath. Now, I have personally tried the bath. I have tried the essential oil. I've not taken, both the minties, but I love generally the smell of lavender. And now we have to understand and sometimes decode the science behind essential oils in helping to ease anxiety. Now, lavender essential oil contains chemicals called terpenes. These two terpenes are called linalool and linaloyl. May have a calming effect on chemical receptors in the brain. Now, I'm not sure if other essential oils have a similar, terpenes. Essential oils are effective for short-term treatment for anxiety disorders. The fifth plant I want to talk about is called Glaphamia glauca. Now, this is a plant species native to Mexico. People traditionally use it as a tranquilizer to reduce anxiety. Now, a 2012 clinical trial investigated the efficiency of glauca as a treatment for patients who had anxiety. Now, participants received a glauca and the prescription anti-anxiety medication, lorazepam. Now, lorazepam, I don't know if you're like a psychiatrist or prescriber or a nurse or a doctor, you might be familiar with lorazepam, or some of you who have been on antipsychotic, antidepressants, or anti-anxiety medication for 12 weeks. Now, researchers continue to monitor participants for a further 3 weeks and testing for withdrawal symptoms. The results actually indicated that participants who received a daily dose of the glauca plant showed greater reduction in anxiety symptoms compared to patients who were actually taking prescribed lorazepam. The sixth flower I want to talk to you about of the plant is called passion flower. The sixth flower or plant I would like to discuss with you is called passion flower. Now, this is a family of plants with around 550 different species. Now, some studies have shown that the particular species might have some form of effect in treating restlessness, nervousness, and anxiety. And the 2010 review reviewed a complementary treatment that some evidence suggested that the passion flower has similar effects to the anti-anxiety drug known as benzodiazepine, which is a drug that doctors prescribe to treat anxiety. So people can take this passion flower, in a form of a tablet or as a liquid tincture. The seventh plant I would like to talk to you about or share with you is called kava kava. Now, kava is a shrub that is native to the islands of the Pacific Ocean. During a placebo-controlled trial, participants taking kava showed significant reduction in anxiety compared to those who received a placebo. Now, this could indicate that kava may be a moderately effective short-term treatment for anxiety. And now the last of the list, and I'm sure there are many more out there, but I just wanted to minimize this to about 8, which you could either find affordable, and the 8th I want to talk about, which most of you could be familiar with, that is CBD oil, cannabis oil. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and smoke weed, but a research actually indicated that CBD oil may have calming effects in the central nervous system. Now, there are tremendous health benefits to use when it comes to CBD oil. You put a few drops, under your tongue, and honestly, giving a personal review from personal experience, I have used CBD oil to help ease, pain, anxiety, and again, insomnia, like sleep disorders. Now, CBD is thought to interact with CB1 and CB2 receptors. Now, this is how the oil works. These receptors are mostly found in the central nervous system, and there is the peripheral nervous system, respectively. The exact way CBD affects CB1 receptors in the brain is not fully understood. However, it may alter serotonin levels. Now, serotonin, as we know, is a neurotransmitter that plays an important role in your mental health. Now, low serotonin levels are commonly associated with people who have depression, and in most cases, not having enough serotonin might also be the cause of your anxiety. But again, I'm not a psychiatrist. You might want to get this medically, get a medical diagnosis, before taking any of these plants or herbs that I have described. Now, I personally choose the natural method or way of attaining, or let's say sustaining, a sound mind, because I personally got tired of the mental health system of where I'm from, as most antidepressants or antipsychotic medication had to be prescribed, and of which, because of the bureaucratic system, I don't know about the type of mental health system, whatever you're watching from, if you're from America, if you're from Asia, if you're from Africa, that what type of mental health system that you have. But I found the one in England. It's a very bureaucratic system. For those of you who are in public health, know what it is that I'm talking about. You will find yourself going back and forth, and by the time you get a response from like a mental health professional, your mental health is already deteriorated. And at the end of the day, the professionals can only do so much, because at the end of the day, it's your mind, not theirs. And most of them don't have the lived mental health experience to even empathize with you. And I hated the awful side effects that came with these medication, especially antidepressants, because most people on antipsychotic medication, you would need to be prescribed procyclidine. Now, this is actually used to relieve unwanted side effects And I didn't want to really pump my mind and my body with all these different drugs and all these different medications, as opposed to natural herbs that, is going to be beneficial for me emotionally, mentally, and as well as physically. Now that you know this information, remember man came from earth, and that dust will these earthly suits return. But while we are alive, a sound mind works by faith. And faith works with corresponding words and corresponding action. And as I take you back to Jeremiah 8:22, is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is there no recovery for the health? Most importantly, mental health of the daughter of my people. So as you take that ashwagandha, that chamomile, that valerian, that lavender, that guaca, passion flower, kava kava, and CBD oil with faith, believing that that will be the balm in Gilead that will heal and relieve you of your symptoms of anxiety and hopefully provide you with the sound mind. I want to thank you very much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope all these 8 herbs or plants and supplements, you can get them at your nearest, health store or online, but please do research and reviews about it. And until next time, keep